Hello and welcome to Preemie Chats, a place for parents and healthcare professionals to gather, share stories, and learn from each other. My name is Jenna Morton. I'm one of 3 co-hosts who present this weekly series on behalf of the Canadian Premature Babies Foundation. I'm a career broadcast journalist and mom to 3 NICU grads, including preemie twins who were born at 32 weeks and are now 12 years old. I live and work in Mi'kma'ki outside of Moncton, New Brunswick. Preemie Chats is the creation of the Canadian Premature Babies Foundation. The foundation is a parent-led charity that helps families during and after their NICU time through education, support, and advocacy. I hope that you will take some time to visit the website. You can see it there on your screen, canadianpreemies.org. On the website, there are all kinds of resources. There are links to our previous Preemie Chats, our podcast, downloadable information, all kinds of things to help families. Most importantly, what you will find at canadianpreemies.org is a community of parents and professionals who are working together to help our children thrive. We do hope that you will feel empowered to take part in the conversation. Please let us know in the comments where you're watching from today and what brings you to us. Perhaps you are the parent of a preemie, a grown preemie, someone who works in healthcare, in research. Whatever brings you to us, please let us know and let us know where in the world you're joining us from today. And as we go through today's presentation and discussion, please feel free to share your thoughts and your stories in the comments as well. But today's presentation certainly is a special one. We are uplifting and empowering our preemie parents by inviting a young NICU mom to share her story. Asma is going to be joining us today from Quebec. She is the proud mom to preemie Cylia Maria, who was born at 22 weeks. Asma is going to share some of their story and why she feels it's important to step forward and be a voice for other parents and preemies. Welcome to Preemie Chats.
Hi everyone. Hi Jenna. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you so much, Jenna. I'm happy too.
I'm really looking forward to hearing your story and then chatting with you a little bit after it. So I know you have a presentation prepared to share some of your journey. So we're going to bring that up on the screen now and let you tell your story.
Perfect. Okay, so it's a long journey. I'm gonna start the day everything changed. You can slide the thank you, Jenna. So I'm not give a lot of details, but I will go fastly. I went to labor too early, but I didn't understand what's happening. The doctor were too honest to us. I was just me and my husband. We were newcomers in Canada, and we didn't understand anything. So the doctor still tells us that at 22 weeks survival it's not impossible, but she have a little chance of surviving. But if she will survive, she can be blind, she cannot talk, she can't walk, or maybe she cannot go to the school like other kids. So the doctors prepared us for the worst. And when Cylia Maria was born, she weighed 480 grams, so she was the tiniest, smallest baby I've ever seen in my whole life. She didn't have the face or body of a baby. She was, I don't know, but another creature. I've never seen that my whole life. And I've always seen on social media the videos of mothers giving birth, they taking their babies and taking photos, videos with them. So for me, I didn't hear cry. I didn't see my baby. They put her in a plastic bag right away after she was born. But I've seen the medical team working with precision and giving her the best thing they can have. So for me, I I was shocked. I was traumatized. I didn't understand didn't understand what's happening at this time. So my husband was there, talking to doctors, taking decisions, and like he believed in our daughter. But for me, I was just like, what's going on? And it was very hard. I've never heard about a labor so hard more than that or earlier than that. The first months from no hope to small victories. The first months were very hard. Doctors told us that the first month is the hardest one because we didn't know if she will do it or not. So we didn't sure that our baby will be alive and she will be with us now. But those first days in the NICU were a blur of beeping monitors, sterile smells, and whispered conversation with nurses and doctors. The doctor was cautious. She may not make it through the night, but Celia had other plans. So it was the doctor who told me that she may not make it through the night. And I didn't sleep this night. Me and my husband I was just crying. But I, I don't know. I trust my baby and trust my maternal instinct. So we're waiting to meet her tomorrow. At one point, doctors thought she had neck. A terrifying diagnosis that they couldn't make the surgery. And the surgeon at this day, he told me she's so small, she's so tiny, we could not make the surgery. So they're gonna let her die with the neck. After tests and sleepless night, they told us she didn't have neck. Everyone was shocked at the hospital. Everyone was also happy. But for me again, I didn't know what is neck, like the whole definition, what's the like difficult, what's gonna happen in the future with it. Like I didn't have a whole idea what is that. And day after day, it was a roller coaster, but the updates kept surprising us because my baby, I can I can tell that that's a successful story for 22 weekers, but my baby didn't have brain bleeds, and that's so rare for prematures. And till now, no major complications. So my baby was proving everyone wrong, and we were so happy with it. Now I'm gonna talk about the emotional roller coaster. I was living in the NICU, so I slept there. For I think for the two first months, I slept there, me and my husband. Um, and after this, I slept like alone, and he came to the hospital after his work. So he will cook for me, bring the new clothes for me, and took the other ones. And that's it. So it was hard at first. It was hard till the end. It was so long, and it's like you're between hopes and heartbreaks. So we celebrated every gram gained, every 100 beep monitor. Like if she have breath ameliorations, and every machine gets unplugged. But we also live with fear and setbacks. And that's what every parent live in the NICU. So I spent 226 days in the hospital. We were there 8 months watching my daughter fight for every milestone. There were days I felt helpless. I was just crying, me and my husband. We just sitting by her incubator, making prayers, talking to her every time. That was the best advice the nurses gave us, that talk to her, talk to her, talk to her. She's she hears you. So pumping her milk, um, and just giving her the words for encouragement. I learned to recognize her needs behind different alarms and understand medical terms I've never wanted to know, but it gave me confidence understanding all the stuff in her room and understand Celia also. So doctors and nurses become our family. They have celebrated the small victories with us and confirmed us during the scary moments. But even surrounded by their support, nothing prepares you for the emotional toll of having a baby in the NICU. And I agree with what I wrote in here. Even like I don't know, with the I think that if there's a person who didn't live this, she cannot understand you as a parent in the NICU. So that's it. The strength of a tiny warrior. This is Celia when she have, I think, 10 months old. Yeah, corrected age. So Cylia Maria wasn't just surviving; she was thriving in her own way. Every day she showed us how strong she was. Her little fingers would wrap around mine. She loved to do that with her dad a lot in the NICU. And I learned that preemies like her are not just fragile, they were fighters, and they endure more in their first days of life than many do in their lifetime. So Celia Maria's spirit never wavered. And she's so funny. She's now 18 months old, real age, and 14 corrected age. She's so funny. She learns how to dance. She wants to make everyone happy. She smiles for everyone. She waves for everyone everywhere. So here, sorry. Before coming home, I just want to talk about the guidance for the NICU parents in the NICU, because as a mom in the NICU, I was looking for someone who can give me some advice and this guidance in the NICU. So I have this on my laptop. As a NICU parent, you are an essential part of your baby's care team. While the medical environment can feel overwhelming, there are many ways you can take an active role in your baby's journey. And here's how. First thing first, get involved in your baby's daily care. The nurses in my hospital was like they loved this, and they advised to do this a lot and to be more present as a parent, and we have to. So if the nurses or doctors didn't ask for like to participate on the daily care, you have to. So ask to participate in care routines like diaper change, temperature checks, and feeding when possible. The second thing that I will 100% agreed with doctors and the medical staff is kangaroo care, skin to skin. I make a lot of skin to skin, me and my husband. Sometimes I can go 5 hours per day and again per night. So I can see the improvement in her health or in her breathing. So kangaroo care is a magical thing in the NICU. As soon as the baby is stable, because I couldn't make the kangaroo till 10 days after birth because she wasn't stable. So if you had the chance, take it. And learn about your baby's medical needs so you can feel more confident in their care. That's what I said in the previous slide. You have to understand everything in baby's room, every medication. I think that's because sometimes some nurses they can ask you what can she take and for her medication. Sometimes they ask you to see if you understand everything. So that's good if you're more present and you know everything about your baby and his needs. Second thing, communicate with the NICU team. Introduce yourself to the nurses and doctors and let them know you want to be involved. And that's an important thing because they made comments and everything you do as parents. I didn't know this at first, but we have an obligation to be present and to be involved. Not because we have tiny babies or preemie babies and we live in the hospital, you cannot be present for your baby. It's hard, yes, but your baby needs you and you need your baby. Second thing, attend daily rounds if possible to stay informed about your baby's progress and treatment plan. So you can ask the nurses or how your hospital is, where the time they do the round, so you can talk to doctors and you know the news, the progress, the everything. And third, don't hesitate to ask questions when you don't understand something. That's also the most important thing. I had problems to understand things. I'm a new mom. I'm a medical mom. I'm a preemie mom. So there's a lot of new things I need to know and to understand. I had a doctor who explained things to me on Google, like on Google Photos. They have a lot of things to explain to you, and you have a lot to the chance to ask. So ask everything you could ask to doctors and nurses. Everything. Maybe sometimes they're just things you can see things silly, but ask. If you want to know something, ask them. They will always answer. So, and question to I would also go with the questions to ask in the NICU. I have some examples in here. Ask about your baby's condition, like what is my baby's current health status? What challenges do you anticipate in the coming days or week? That was so good as a question for me. What are the signs of progress or setbacks I should watch for? And about medical care and procedures. What treatments is my baby receiving and why? That's also so important. What medications are being given and what are their effects? Because sometimes the baby can go home with the same medication he that takes in the NICU. So I think it's important to know everything, everyone who enter in your room and everything someone give you in your room. What are the next steps in my baby's care plan? And that's a question who make this medical stuff. I can't say stressed because even them sometimes they don't know what's gonna happen in the future. So and as parents we are so excited to know what's gonna be next. So this question I kept asking but I never had an answer. And a question about feeding and development. When I can start feeding my baby, like breastfeeding or bottle or tube feeding. Because my baby had CPAP for a long time and that what we was in the NICU for a long time. So I cannot breastfeed. It was my dream to breastfeed. So I did not. I'm still sad about that. But I'm happy that my baby is with me and she's no longer with her NG tube. So she's taking her bottles. But I didn't understand at this time why I cannot breastfeed. So I asked my lactation nurse and she gave me answers. And that's it. Now everything is good. How do you determine when my baby is ready to start or feed? It's the same question. What support is available for breastfeeding or pumping? They're just examples for questions. About discharge and going home, that's also the what hits the medical stuff. What milestones does my baby need to reach before going home? And how I prepare for my baby's transition from the NICU. I had the answer for this question, but 2 days before our discharge day, I found answers in the groups, Facebooks for NICU moms, more than the hospital. And what follow-ups care will be needed? That's they will give you that without asking. Take care of yourself too. So I will advise also parents, especially the parents who stay a lot with the babies, to eat, sleep, and take care of yourselves as parents, because your baby needs you. He needs your positive energy, and you cannot pour from an empty cup. So you need to have this positive energy, this energy to support your baby, to advocate for your baby, to be present for your baby. It's tiring, but we need to we need to have this strength for our babies. They need us. Seek support from NICU parent group or hospital social workers, and document your baby's journey through a journal or photos to track progress and celebrate milestones. That was very good for me, because I can find on Marshalls or some stores um, like books to photograph everything for your babies, and you can just write it in your book, normal one. Also wrote your questions so you cannot forget, because sometimes you're with the doctor, he's explaining you some things. When he's gone, now you have questions, so wrote everything. Be your baby's biggest advocate. Trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, ask questions. I did this a lot. I trusted my baby more than everyone in the NICU, more than medical staff. I trusted her. I trusted my feelings. If I didn't want something, I will not want it, now or in the future. So, and also trust the medical stuff. But if you have some feelings, trust your feelings. Okay? Build relationships with NICU team and work together on your baby's care. That was also the thing that helped me a lot. I was surrounded with beautiful people. I made relationships with nurses. I'm still in contact with some of them. I remember everyone in there, every name. I loved them so much because I slept there, so I know the night shifts and the morning shifts. I can talk to them, share with them, and I could say that they were the people who understand me more than can say my family, because they've seen other mothers, they've seen other preemies, but most of them, I think, we've shared a lot than preemie stories, and we can just talk about other stuff except the hospital, except like we can share our memories, some private things, some problems. I think that helps a lot. It was so good for me. I loved my NICU nurses. I still love them, and they loved Cylia Maria a lot. Remember that your voice matters and you are an expert on your baby, because you're in with your baby all the time in his room. You can see progress, you can see something that the nurses or the doctors cannot see, so you can give your comments, you can give like new things that they didn't see because you were present all the time. Coming home, our miracle baby. After months of ups and downs and tears, the day finally came when we could bring Cylia Maria home. This is our photo, me and my husband. We were like we were getting an interview, but we were so happy. We were waiting for this day for a long time. Just sometimes when I was going home, because I can go home one day per week or per 2 weeks, it depends. And every time I was going to the parking to get in the car. I've seen the mothers with their strollers and their baby. I cried a lot because I wanted I wanted this with Celia Maria and my husband. So it felt surreal walking out the hospital with our baby, like we used to see. Every time we went out from the NICU, going home and left our baby in it. No longer hearing monitors or seeing people with us all the time. It was hard for me this transition, because I had my routine in there. I lived with people in there. I've known everyone, so I found it hard to be alone with my baby, stressed, but I was so happy that I will go home and be alone with my baby. But we went home with oxygen and an NG tube. She had oxygen at home for 2 months, and the NG tube removed after 2 weeks. We did a perfect work team because she had oxygen for a long time. She had the NG tube for a long time. So doctors told us she could do better with a G tube. But they gave her a chance. I gave my baby a chance, and she took her battle. So Cylia's journey was unique and powerful for the three of us. We shared the same positive energy. Also, I don't want to forget a point that I wasn't allowed to cry in her room by my husband because he in his head like if we want to keep a positive energy in this room, so everyone who will be in Celia's room, we want just to talk about positive stuff. Just want we won't be sad, won't cry, don't do this, don't do that. So I went sometimes in the washrooms and I can cry there. I cried sometimes in the room, but rarely. So Celia gives us the positive energy every time, and we give her everything also. My husband, I will never forget what he did for me, because I think he did 100% for me, so I can give the best for Cylia Maria. He had a big role and change in my can say my like a big role for me. A big change. He did a lot for me. Like mentally, he will did everything mentally for me, so I can feel better. I feel confident, so I can go to the hospital, make a job as a preemie mom. And he was present all the time. All the time. I'm talking about that because sometimes they say just, okay, the mother is in here, she pumps for the baby, she did everything, so I can go to work and stuff. My husband hadn't this mentality. He was like present every day. He had the worst schedule on his work, but he was present. So I did understand also how much partner's role is important for the moms and the baby. That's it. Why I'm sharing the story. And that's what I'm here with Jenna in these Preemie chats. So I can say that sharing my story has been more than just a way to process my experience. It has become a powerful tool for advocacy and empowerment in the NICU community. When I first opened up about my journey as a NICU mom, I likely did it to connect with others who had been through similar challenges. But as I shared, I saw the impact parents felt, heard, understood and less alone. My voice became a source of hope, reminding them that even in the darkest moment, there's strength in community and resilience in love. The realization fueled my passion for advocacy. I didn't just want to tell my story. I wanted to use it to create change, whether it's pushing for better parental support, raising awareness about premature birth, or building a peer support system in neonatology. My experience has given me the drive to make a difference, and also to trust your babies. That's the most important thing, because I didn't trust my baby before giving birth. I had a lot of doctors in my room they said that she couldn't make it. She will die. So I said, okay, I can have another baby, but my husband took the right decision and he talked to me a lot for hours, discussion for hours. Anyways, most importantly, sharing my journey has empowered other NICU parents. I have my I have friends that connect me with their friends, the friends with their friends. So I have a group. I'm talking with moms. I have returns about me, and I'm happy that give me more strength, more power to talk and to make more change. When they see me advocating, speaking up, and offering guidance, they feel encouraged to do the same. They learn to navigate the medical world with confidence, ask the right questions, and embrace their roles as their baby's biggest advocates. So, I wrote something I loved a lot, that my story is not just mine anymore, it's a movement, a source of strength for those who need it most, and that's the true power of sharing. Um, sorry. So I think that's it. The doctors who told us there were low chance of survival. Thank you for your honesty, but I'm glad Celia didn't listen. And to every parent in the NICU right now, don't lose hope. Advocate for your baby. Be there for your baby. Give all your love, all your positive things inside you to your baby. They feel everything. They can hear everything. And they're fighter. They're so strong. So the tiniest warriors often have the biggest hearts. Cylia Maria, you are our miracle, our fighter, and our everything. And that was my story, my positive one, my successful. I'm so glad, and I want other parents to make more efforts for themselves at first, and also their babies, because if you're not good, you will not give the best of you for your babies. And I want all the partners, husbands, boyfriends to be there for the moms. It changed a lot. It changed a lot. And I want to thank everyone that was with me in my journey, my friends, the nurses, the medical staff. I want to thank Jenna, Fabiana, CPBF, that I've known after my journeys, but I was so glad that I found them. They gave me also the courage to talk about my story and to share it. They gave me a chance to share it. And that's it.
Thank you so much for taking the time today to share. It's been lovely listening to you talk with such hope and such love and gratitude for what is a very trying and difficult and overwhelming experience to go through. And I know that you're doing this so that you will touch others. And so I wanted to just share on the screen for you a few of the comments that have come in while you've been sharing your story about who's been listening to us today. So Mary is a mom of triplets who were born at 24 weeks who's been listening in. We have Steffi, who's a mom of 24-weeker who was in the hospital for 7 months. So a similar kind of timeline as to what you experienced. Laura was cheering you on. And Shireen joined us. Shireen is a grandma to 22-weeker twins who are now 3 years old and doing great. And so I think that's a lovely kind of look ahead for you as to what, you haven't quite hit the 3-year mark yet. Haven't hit the 2-year mark even yet.
I'm
so there's
fresh.
But this is exactly, this is the community that we want to create with opportunities like this. So people see those steps all along the journey. And to that point, I think what might be one of the most powerful messages for you today, Joelle's been joining and listening. She has a 28-week son who's still in the NICU. And so exactly like you and I were talking about kind of before we went on live today about how important it is to try to find those people when you're still in the NICU and trying to find people with a similar journey that you can connect with. So you are doing exactly that here today.
Thank you so much, Gina.
I want to thank you for taking the time, and just I wanted to highlight a couple of the things that you said that really resonated, that that great advice to just talk to your baby.
Yeah.
Talk, because it's so important for them to hear your voice, but I think it's also important for us as the parent.
I think it's like you're still pregnant with your baby. He's hearing everything. It's just changed because he's hearing the beeping stuff, monitors, and the nurses, people talking, but he can still hear you. So talk to him.
Yeah. And I love how involved your partner was, and how much you paid attention to that, and shared that, because I think it's everyone who is around you can play their own role, and it's so important that we recognize all the people that step up.
I just want to share one point because I did talk a lot about the positive and partner stuff, but it was hard for me and him. Like it was ups and downs between me and him, but I found him. Even if we had like, um, I had the thing in my hand. Like even if it's very down between me and him, we found out how to like to talk again and to find us because he's still traumatized. He's still telling this to me. He still cannot accept that Celia was in the NICU and we've been all of this. But I said to him, we've been through this, but we're good. Celia is good. We have a good results. We have to like continue living our lives. We will never forget the NICU. It will live with us in like our whole life, but we have to live otherwise and give Celia a good life because when she just born, she had a difficult moment, so we have to give her the best for the rest of her life.
I think, like you were talking about, talking to the baby, talking to each other is just as important. And yeah, it's not easy conversations always. It's not always positive,
Yeah.
but and it doesn't, yes, it doesn't just end when you leave the NICU, whatever your story is. It's been 12 years for us, and there are still times when my husband and I will talk about what it meant to go through that, how it changed us. It's part of your story forever now. And I
Yeah.
think that's part of the power in sharing these conversations along different points of the journey. I want to bring up another comment that we just had come
Yeah.
in from one of your nurses who took care of you and Cylia Maria. And she's saying that this is Lori saying, yes, she is a miracle baby, and what an impact it has been, the huge difference that you made in her development.
Sorry, Jenna.
Oh,
It
I
was
think, yeah, I think my connection's being a little funny here today. Yeah, no, just Lori was saying, yes, the implications of her parents made a huge difference in Celia Maria's development, and that the team is sending back all the love that you were sending out to
oh
them.
God, I'm gonna cry.
Well, we were talking about that before. It's okay. That's
But
it. There are very, very strong and special
I've
relationships that form.
I've loved a lot this from the NICU nurses in my hospital because every time I see one nurse, they tell me the same thing, like, "Mom, you're so present. You're here for Celia," and it gives me a lot of strength to be there a lot again in the NICU and to stay there. So that's made also a big difference in my mental health, we can say. So they encourage us a lot.
I thought it was so powerful and interesting how you and your husband made such an effort to try to stay very positive in your thoughts when you were in the room, but to acknowledge that not all of your thoughts were positive. It being positive, I think it's important for people to hear that, because sometimes people talk just a lot about staying positive, and forget about that other piece, that sometimes it's hard to do that. And you need to make room for those feelings too.
Like it's stress, under stress, under stress, and you have to deal with every stress. But thank you, Lori, so much.
Well, and thank you Asma for joining me today. I think we're going to wrap up our conversation here, but I appreciate your time, and I'm so glad that you decided to share your story with us.
Thank you also for the chance for letting me sharing my story, and thank you for hosting me. That's it.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And I just want to take a quick moment to thank all of you who joined us, who followed along today and shared your thoughts and some of your stories in the comments. We appreciate that so much. If you didn't have a chance, if you're just kind of coming in at the end, or you know someone else who might want to watch this, this will be available on our website, on our social media, our YouTube channel. So please feel free to take the time to share it. You can find those links on our website, canadianpreemies.org. You can see it there on your screen. I would like to thank all of our sponsors and to point out that Canadian Premature Babies Foundation is a charitable organization. There is a donation button on the website if you're able to do so to help continue work like these Preemie chats. If you can't give financially, take the time to share this resource with someone else who can benefit from it, whether that's a NICU team, a NICU parent, or anyone in your life. Please share this story. We appreciate that. We appreciate you all tuning in. Preemie Chats does take place here online every Friday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern, and I hope that you'll be able to join again next week.